So lipids are insoluble in water. But generally, we couldn't say that lipids are insoluble in water. Generally, we are saying that lipids are relatively insoluble in water because there is part of the fatty acids which are soluble in water. In general, lipids are soluble in nonpolar solvents such as ether, chloroform, and benzene. Lipids contain hydrophobic parts, and the nature of the hydrophobicity is due to the predominance of the hydrocarbon chains. So lipids chemically containing hydrocarbon chain, which is CH2 in their structure. Generally, lipids include fats, oils, steroids, waxes, and other related compounds. What are the importance of lipids? Lipids have high energy value. Okay? So when we need high energy, we can use lipids. It also contains fat-soluble vitamins such as vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K. We can say the word edic as it can remind you which type of vitamin are fat-soluble vitamins. Lipids also contain essential fatty acids, and you know, of course, what the meaning of essential fatty acids, or in biochemistry, when we say essential biomolecule and non-essential biomolecule, of course, we are not talking about this. The first biomolecule is important and the second biomolecule is not important. When we say essential biomolecule in biochemistry, this word means that the essential biomolecule, we have to take it from external source. Our body cannot synthesize it. Unlike the non-essential biomolecule. The non-essential biomolecule, our body can synthesize it. Okay? So the essential fatty acids should be taken from external source. Example from the diet. Okay? Example of this essential fatty acids, omega-3 and omega-6. Lipids are thermal insulator. Also, it's a chemical insulators. Like in the nerve fibers, we do have myelinated and non-myelinated nerve fibers containing myelin sheath. Lipids act as a second messenger. If this terminology is new, the second messenger, we can say that. What is the meaning? Can you think about it? Second messenger. Okay, the second messenger is a biomolecule that acts as a messenger. But when we say that second messenger, this means that this biomolecule is taking the message from other biomolecule. Okay, in the nucleus, as you know, the cell membrane containing nucleus. When there is a signal to the cell, okay, there will be messenger or biomolecule containing a message to the nucleus, okay, from other cell. This message will be entered the cell not by the first messenger. No, the first messenger will stop, for example, in the cell membrane or in the cytoplasm. Then by second messenger, this message will be carried to the nucleus. Lipids are constituent of the cell membrane. Actually, lipids are one of the most important constituents of the cell membrane. Example, phospholipids and sterol. Also, it has some relation to certain disease as obesity and atherosclerosis. When we say atherosclerosis, this means that there is deposition of cholesterol in the blood vessels. So there will be narrowing, rigidity, and will decrease, and there will be decrease in the tissue blood flow, which lead to ischemia. Okay? Let's explain the meaning of atherosclerosis. Generally, the blood will be transported from the heart to the tissues, and it will be also transported from the tissue to the heart, right? So when the blood is passing through the blood vessels, this blood vessel has a surface area or specific diameter for each blood vessel. When the blood is moving from, example, from the heart to the tissue, this means that this surface area of the blood, the surface area of the blood vessel will let the blood to reach the specific tissue in specific, let us say, quantity. Okay? But when we do have atherosclerosis, there will be deposition of fats in this blood vessel. The deposition of fats in the blood vessel will lead to decrease in the surface area. And the decrease in the surface area, of course, will decrease the level of the blood that can pass through this vessel, right? This will lead to decrease in the blood flow to this specific organ or a specific tissue. And this will lead to decrease in the oxygen to this tissue, and it will lead to ischemia of the tissue. And this diagram, we can see that there is a phospholipid bilayer, which indicate the presence of lipids in the cell membrane. Also in the second diagram, you can find there is a cholesterol, right? The cholesterol is a lipid, and there is a lipid bilayer also in the cell membrane. How can we classify lipids?